This is Blueprint. You're watching the DOD45 show in full effect. We're talking about vessel, life, trucking, hip-hop, creativity, and bullet points and such.
My name is Sage Francis. Boing, oing, oing.
Hey, I'm not Sage. I'm Dibs.
I'm Dose.
Hey, I'm Slug.
I'm Buck.
And I'm Gel.
This is Prem Rock.
And this is Curly Castro.
This is Brother Ali, and you're watching DOD45.
45.
Keep it right here. There's a lot of things happening here that you're not going to get anywhere else.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
DOD45. This is the DOD45 show, drawing over discussions 45 minutes with a special guest. Welcome. I'm your host and resident artist, Tai of ArtByTai, joined by my awesome co-host, Adrian Taiwali'i. In each of these DOD45 episodes, we sit down with a special guest, someone we admire and are inspired by, and we dive into meaningful discussions. But here's the twist. While we're chopping it up with our guest, I'll also be creating live artwork that unfolds in real time. I set a 45-minute timer, grab my pen, and create a one-of-a-kind piece of art for our guest while we chat. So stick around to experience the creative process in action, hear some great stories, and maybe even learn something new and unexpected about today's guest. Peace. DOD45. Hello, fellow humans. Oh, Quatens and Juan. That is from Riley. What the hell's his name? Riley Martin. That's just a tribute. That's a tribute to Riley Martin.
Did you believe in the same things he believed in?
No, but I did think it was kind of interesting, and I did wish I would have gotten... He used to make these original drawings to get you onto the mothership. And you could order them. And they were like $50 or something, and I just wish I would have ordered one, because he's dead now. If you don't know who Riley Martin is, you can go look him up. We never stopped. The show has not been airing. We haven't completely quit. It just... We've just been on hiatus for quite a while because we've been on the ArtByTai grind coffee. I'm exhausted.
Meaning what?
Well, I'll get to the whole ArtByTai grind. But let me just say real quick, what you're watching is this episode is an episode that we recorded with Blueprint back on...
I'm pretty sure it was in January
2026. Mm-hmm. And that's what you're going to hear after this. We're recording this now in July. It's July 3rd.
So we've been very busy the last 6 months.
Been very busy. And my apologies to Blueprint. We've been wanting to have him on the show for a long time. He finally came on, and then there's been this massive delay. And, I apologize for that. But this is going to be the episode that you guys are going to watch in just a minute, because we're going to give you an update what's going on with us and the DOD45 show and all of that stuff.
So I think there's going to be an intro. This is the intro to the to the interview.
Yeah, this is the intro to the intro, because we'll still play the original intro that we recorded back in January for the Blueprint episode. But this is now an intro to the whole episode. And because that's how we want to do it. And that's how I want to do it. And I get what I want sometimes.
Most times. We want to say all the time.
The podcast will be back up and running probably this fall, maybe a little bit later. We're still on the grind. But things are going to be slowing down for us. Let me tell you what's happened this year so far. Starting in, when was it, Adrian? February?
January.
Right
at, the day after we recorded, I think.
Yeah, the day after we recorded this episode with Blueprint, we packed up our truck and drove to Florida. We did some shows down there, the New Smyrna show, the Mount Dora show. So Adrian and I went and we camped this whole time. So it was like 6 weeks that we were in Florida. Mm-hmm. So it started with New Smyrna Beach. Then we went to Mount Dora.
Ooh, but we didn't go there for fun to go camping.
No, we went there to
camped
shows.
in between our festivals where we were selling your work.
Yeah, we camped. We stayed at different camp spots, sleeping in the truck. That was fun. It was interesting, but it's so long ago now. I can't even remember any of it.
No, I can.
I have pictures and videos and stuff. I won't share all of that, but maybe I can show you some pictures of stuff. But it was crazy. So anyway, we did New Smyrna. Then the next week we did Mount Dora. Then we did Fort Myers.
In between those first two, I broke my foot.
Basically. Oh, that's right. Adrian fell out of the back of the truck. Not funny. I got up in the morning to pee. It's hard to get out of the back of our truck because we sleep on this it's like a deck. It's called an air deck. It's filled with air. We sleep on that in the back of the truck. We have a top on the truck. So you open up the swing door and you have to step out kind of backwards, step onto the bumper.
The bumper. And the bumper doesn't go straight across like they used to. It curves down and goes around. And so I stepped, and I think I just kind of stepped with one foot, and then the other foot wasn't level. It went to the down part, and it just threw me off. It was way early in the morning.
Yeah, and I heard her fall, and I looked back and just saw her landing
on my back.
Yeah. I forgot. Almost forgot about that.
Though.
Yeah. That was in our camp spot somewhere between New Smyrna and Mount Dora. After
my toe still hasn't it's up here.
Oh yeah, Adrian was limping the whole rest of the time we were in Florida, right?
Yeah, I was gonna get it looked up, but I didn't.
Of course. So after Fort Myers, we went to Coconut Grove, which is in Miami, and then we did the show South Miami the very next weekend after that. Well, like I said, we were camping in the truck. I think the very first weekend we stayed in Florida, when you pack for Florida, you take your fucking warm clothes. Well,
no, your cool clothes.
I mean, your cool clothes for warm weather. The first weekend we were sleeping in the truck, it was 27 degrees in Florida. It was cold, cold, cold as balls. We went to Walmart and bought a heat blanket.
Yeah.
A heating blanket. That's how cold it was.
Because our campgrounds that I booked already had electric,
Yeah.
so...
because mosquitoes in Florida are so bad. We never really even started a fire. We just, as soon as the sun went down,
yeah,
it was like we climbed right in the truck because mosquitoes are no joke down there.
The fire would have been fine when it was cold, but we were just over it.
Yeah, no.
And then when it was hot, it was mosquitoes.
And then while we were down there, I guess this happened during our show in Fort Myers on the Sunday of the show, I had an abscess tooth. On Saturday night, I was in so much pain I could not sleep, and that it really sucked. So all night Saturday night, I did not sleep. I had to stand up and walk around all night long because it was just so bad. And then Sunday morning, we went to go to the show to do the show on Sunday, and discovered that we had a flat tire on the trailer.
Oh, that's right.
So I had to hurry up.
That was
in Fort Myers. Yeah, so I had to hurry up and change the tire. And then we did the show Sunday. And then Monday morning, I went to the dentist. The emergency dentist.
Luckily, Florida's full of emergency dentists.
This is true. Florida is full of emergency dentists and insurance companies and something else. I won't dwell on that. I can't remember all of these stories. I just made some notes of things that happened so that we could run through those. So you could see what we've been up to, why we haven't been recording episodes. In Miami, we at the show, we slept in the truck just at the show because hotel prices in Miami are like $700 a night.
And it's not uncommon for artists. They have a whole park thing for artists.
Yeah, there's a whole
it's not
parking
a big
lot.
Deal. It's not too creepy or anything.
No, yeah. So a bunch of artists sleep in their cars. But yeah, we slept in the truck there. We were hoping to go see, or I was hoping to go see
Diggable
Planets. They were playing in Miami the Friday night after we set up, but it was just, and that was in downtown Miami. And we were already hot and sweaty and didn't want to have to go into see them. Cut to just recently at the Utah Arts Festival, Diggable Planets played there. So we got to see them anyway. Let's see. What else happened?
Well, we moved.
Oh, well, I was going to say right after Florida, we drove back to Utah, and then we drove to Tempe,
we had a week.
Arizona. Mm-hmm. Then we drove to Tempe, Arizona to do a show So we went from the 27 degrees in Florida to the 100 plus degrees in Arizona. We also,
it did, to be fair, it did warm up in Florida.
Yeah, I guess. we ended up in Tucson, Arizona, too, the very next weekend after Tempe, and always great to go down to Tucson because we got to hang out with Runt and Fen of Jivin' Scientists. Oh, also in between, while we were in between Tempe, Arizona, and Tucson, Arizona, we camped at this place called Pichacho Peak.
Yep.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
And we hiked there. We went on like a 9-mile hike in 100-degree weather.
And my foot was getting a lot better by then. But I did go buy hiking boots the next day after the big hike, right? Or did we have them for the big hike? We didn't.
We bought them after the big hike. I think it was 9 miles. We started at we started at 7 in the morning and got done with the hike at noon.
Yeah, it was a long one. It was really good.
It was a beautiful hike.
But it was kind of a little bit.
It was sketchy.
My foot by the end was like, okay.
But we got to a place where it was like, when you get up to the peak, it was pretty sketcy. But
you just had wires to pull you up and down.
It was like sketchy in that
Cables.
it was like steep, and it was just that was fun. We went and had sushi with Runt and Fen. Got to pick up the bottle that Runt. I did a label for Brickbox Brewery for a whiskey that they made, and I have it right here. Yeah, I'll just show you a picture of it. Runt gave me a case of them, and every night we hung out at Brickbox with them. Oh, man, those guys are so great.
One night I was just like, I can't.
Oh, yeah,
you
Adrian
did. You went with some artists.
I went by
right?
myself and drank a bottle of the whiskey.
Oh, that's right. And I think, and then the next morning, basically, I did the show.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, the next, that was on a Saturday night. I drank a bottle of whiskey at Brickbox, and then the next day I just did not feel great. And it was just blistering hot.
It
and
was.
Adrian worked the show the whole day. I just sat in the back of the booth.
And you shaved your head in the back of the booth.
Oh my God, I did. I was growing my hair out for a while, but then I shaved my head in the back of the booth because it was just so bloody hot and I felt like piss. All this stuff we're just kind of remembering. This year has just been so
we have not
crazy.
had the opportunity to breathe.
No, or even to think about it. So then on March 31st, Resistance 45 dropped. That was a track that's going to be on this upcoming album, and the track that we dropped 2 tracks. Guillotine Hype, that has the Slughead beat. Our kids made the beat for that, and we got a bunch of features on it. And they also sang on the chorus. Every dollar that we raised when we released that went to the Immigrant Defense Fund. I don't even know exactly how much money it was. It was a good amount of money that we got to send.
Did you mention that it was released with...
so there were 2 songs that we released. It was like a single. It was like a maxi single. The other song was called King Louis the 14th.
Some X's and I's, I think and maybe a V.
Oh, shit. Anyway, that was the other song. And you can go still buy those. All the money that go for those still will go to Immigrant Defense Fund. That's available on the DOD45 Bandcamp. Go download the song there, throw some money at it. Both these songs that we released on March for the Resistance 45, both of them will be on the 45 LP that I'm going to talk about here in just a minute. In spring, we did a bunch of shows. We did the Deep Ellum Art Festival in Dallas, Texas, and then from Dallas we drove up to Atlanta and did a show, the Dogwood Festival in Atlanta.
Over to Atlanta, right.
And then from Atlanta we drove up to Hannibal, Missouri for one day, got some stuff done, and then drove back down to Fort Worth, Texas for a huge show down in Fort Worth, Texas. That was a nightmare setup.
It was a horrible setup.
But it was a killer show.
It was a great show.
After Fort Worth, Texas, we drove up to Hannibal, Missouri again for one day to get some more stuff, and then drove right back down to Oklahoma City.
Oh, yeah.
And then we did a festival in Oklahoma City.
Because
Another killer
that
show.
one there was only one day free day in between those two shows. That sucked.
While we were in Oklahoma City, we booked during the show, we booked our trip to Samoa for a family reunion. So we'll be in Samoa in August. And that
which is another reason we won't be on here.
Yes, which is another reason why we won't be recording episodes. And it was there in Oklahoma City that I decided I needed to do some stuff to prepare for Samoa. So that was then. When was Oklahoma City, Adrian? What date?
May.
So I started doing body conditioning. So that was May. So I just changed eating habits, and I haven't had a lick of alcohol since then. I haven't drank any alcohol, and I started doing like some massive workouts and just some eating changes. And since then I have lost 15 pounds.
Yeah.
All for a thing coming up in Samoa. The spring run ended in East Lansing, Michigan, and then from East Lansing, we flew home. We flew back to Utah for our son's graduation.
All right.
Our son graduated high school finally. And then we also went to our daughter's college graduation.
Yeah.
She graduated college with her associate's degree. All of this was awesome. That was good family stuff. Got to see our kids. We had been away from them for a bit. Then we went to Columbus from Utah. We packed up a 20-foot U-Haul and put our son's car on a trailer and towed that to Hannibal, Missouri, and then dropped it off, unloaded piano. Just Adrian and I unloaded everything. Loaded everything and unloaded everything, and the piano load was crazy. I built a rig.
The piano is ridiculous. Now we have
two pianos.
Antique pianos that are not easy to move. But I figure one day Sol will move out and take one of the pianos, and then we can have one. And so when he visits, I can still get to hear him play.
Yeah, but it was hard to unload out of the trailer. Out of the U-Haul. Because there wasn't like a lift. It was like, on the ramp. So anyway, we unloaded the U-Haul. Then we drove to Columbus Arts Festival and did a show in Columbus. In between that, we stopped off in Cincinnati, and we got to hang out with Mr. Dibs for a night.
The Dibs thing feels so recent.
That was pretty recent.
That piano thing feels like a long time ago. I think we had another trip, but U-Haul trip in there.
Oh, you know what? So that's what happened. We flew home for the graduation. Then we drove a 20-foot U-Haul up to Hannibal, unloaded it, and then we went and did East Lansing, Michigan. So we unloaded the truck, then drove up to East Lansing, did a show in East Lansing, Michigan,
and then
drove back to St. Louis, and then flew back to Utah and grabbed another U-Haul
with another kid's car,
and then loaded our daughter's car on a trailer and towed that to Hannibal, Missouri, unloaded all of that, and then drove to Columbus, Ohio.
We have a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And then, we got to go have dinner with Mr. Dibs, got to see him and hang with him. That's always an absolute pleasure. And then from Columbus, we drove from Columbus, Ohio. We drove to Hannibal, Missouri, dropped off I don't know what we did. Well, we stayed one night.
Oh, yeah, because
then drove
they
straight
closed
to Utah.
the show early because of a storm.
A big storm came in. So anyway, from Columbus, Missouri, we drove down to
But actually, we got a lot of stuff done. I also dug a pond.
Adrian dug a pond because
we have critters.
We have turtles.
We have a tortoise. We have turtles. We have bees. We have a cat that now has diabetes. So enclosures were made, bees were checked.
Adrian dug out a new pond because we have a huge pond and backyard at our Utah house that we'll get to that. We're selling. That's on the market now. So we needed to bring these animals to our Missouri house. So Adrian dug a new pond in our Missouri house.
I was just really gonna let them go in the Mississippi. It would have probably been fine.
So we drove to Utah and had to get a bunch of stuff done. So we tore out some of the deck. We had to paint some walls. We had to do a bunch of stuff to get the house ready to be on the market. And when I say a bunch of stuff, I mean that's all we did the whole time we were there while we set up for the Utah Arts Festival and sold artwork at the Utah Arts Festival. That's what happened in the last few
6
months. The day after the Utah Arts Festival, I finally got my tooth,
my
implant, and I'm really happy with it. I got a smile.
And now you can chomp
And
on
now I can
things
chomp
without
on things.
yeah, taking out a
And then
tooth.
that's a tooth that like since a fourth grade. That's a fourth grade saga. I mean, since fourth grade, I've had this issue with this tooth, and now I finally
because
got
of,
it.
I always think it's skateboarding, but you always say
No, it was just a dead tooth. It was just a tooth that the nerve endings never thing. So anyway, this weekend it's July 4th. We were supposed to do the Cherry Creek Arts Festival. Actually, after the Utah Arts Festival, we ended up doing the Des Moines Arts Festival.
Well, we
That was
drove
last
here
weekend.
with some of the pets, and I stayed, and you went and did Des Moines.
I went and did Des Moines Arts Festival by myself last weekend. And then this weekend we were supposed to be in Cherry Creek, Denver. And all of that stuff we just told you, that long list of things, it caught up to me. It caught up to me 2 days ago. And we were sitting at the dinner table and I was just like, I can't go do Denver.
Drive another 12 hours because we do still have one more load to grab from our Utah house.
Yeah.
Here soon.
Yeah, we're gonna fly
End of the
back for that.
month.
And I just couldn't. It just caught up to me. On top of all of that, we've just been doing all this other stuff. So there you go. There's the year.
And I want to mention that load that we're picking up, it's a tiny load, but it's the most important load. It's my car, which is not the most important, but it's our kids.
We're picking up our children.
Our daughter is finishing one last class for college, and so that should end right then, and she should take her finals early. They're having one quick show at
their band,
Slughead,
yeah.
and then we leave the next morning after their show.
So
So if you're watching this from Utah and you want to come say goodbye, that's probably your best opportunity.
Yeah, the last time to catch us in Utah to say goodbye and to see Slughead play July 31st. I don't know the exact location of the place.
I think it's at the Sugar Space.
Oh, the Sugar Space, yeah.
Something similar like
But
that.
just follow Slughead at Slughead_the band. And that's where everybody should come out. Because that's going to be our last official our last residence as Utah. We've lived in that home for 23 years. And we've lived in Utah our whole lives. And it's just this strange thing. The move is just all strange, but it's better for us. And I'm just happy that our kids want to come to Missouri with us. So we are flying back in July, late this month, to pick up our car, our Subaru, and our kids and their instruments, and to see their show and to say goodbye as Utah residents. We'll be going back a lot. All of our family and friends are there, but that's our last official weekend as residents. The house is on the market. I think it's under contract right now, but that could change. But it is on the market. And so, we've moved. we all of our stuff is now in our Missouri house.
And it feels amazing.
It does feel pretty amazing.
Have everything in one spot.
Yeah, I've been saying that a lot to Adrian, that having all of our equipment and all of our stuff just in one place is feels great. And just, once the house is sold, our bills are, it's just easier. Everything's easier. Owning multiple properties is just
It's for the rich.
Huh?
It's for the
rich people. And not only just who can afford to pay people to take care of properties.
Yeah, it is for the rich.
It was great. It was perfect. It was a perfect situation for our kids as they grew up. But now that they're graduated, it was always part of our plan. As soon as our son graduated, we were going to sell the house. And we've done that. We've done our 5-year plan. And now we've got another 5-year plan, but we'll spare you the details on that. So, there you go. Now let's get to the main event.
Blueprints?
No, not yet. He is, I guess, the main event. But let me just mention this. Here's why I wanted to drop this episode before July 14th. On July 14th, I'm announcing July 14th is my birthday. That makes it so I can make it as like it's more of a special thing. But we are releasing the 45 LP, and that is a massive thing that I've been working on forever. Getting beats
The
from
DOD45
the DOD45
LP.
It's just the album is called the 45 LP. That's what it's called. The 45 LP. It's an album. So it's at this point we roughly got about 45 songs. I think I'm going to try to keep it at 45 songs because that's cool because it's DOD45. It's a 45 LP. It's a 45 songs. And it is beats from all of our past guests and collaborations and verses and raps from all of our past guests. The lineup is fucking insane. These songs are so killer. The collaborations are killer. And I'm just really excited about it. So we're announcing pre-orders on July 14th. With that many songs, it's going to be probably a quad vinyl. So 4 vinyls. It's going to be this whole set. Mr. Dibs will be doing all of the interstitials from between each song. So, in between each song, you'll get a treat from Mr. Dibs. And then, so here's what you do. So here's what you'll do. The campaign will be I believe it'll be on Kickstarter. Not because I'm like saying, hey, and I'm not doing a freeloader. Like, hey, will you pay for this? All you're doing is, if you want the vinyl, you're just gonna buy the vinyl. I don't know the exact price of it. It might be $25, might be $35, but that's for 4 vinyl.
But you have to check the pricing first.
But
right?
I have to figure out what the pressing of it is going to be and all of that stuff. But I'm not trying to ask you to fund this project. The project's going to be funded. I'm asking you to just pre-order the album so we know how many we need to press. I would tell you they're going to be limited, and I'd say, oh, we're pressing 300. But there's just no way to know with this many artists on an album. There's no way to know exactly how many we'd end up selling. There's no reason to overpress, but there's also, I don't want to underpress. So this is like a pre-order. And in that pre-order is how I'm offering a shitload of tiers of things. Tiers being, that's why I'm calling it a campaign. All of the original drawings from the Inktober 2026. Normally, I auction these off in October after I'm done drawing them.
You've been working hard on those
I've
ones.
been working way hard on them.
I feel like you don't put as much into those as you
typically
did
don't
this time.
But I knew that I was going to use these as part of the tier options for the 45 LP campaign. Right. These are all the original ones. People been collecting Inktober original drawings.
The ballpoint.
Since the ballpoint original drawings since 2017. People know how rare it is to get your hands on these things. So these are mostly for those collectors. Maybe they don't even listen to hip hop music. Maybe they're not even interested in the vinyl, the DOD45 vinyl. That's okay. It is here where they're going to get these drawings. And also, sorry, I'm all over the place. The album, this vinyl, the 45 LP, I did the cover, but the inside, the gatefold, and on the back, where the artwork is from past guest artists. So we've got Crayola.
Artist.
Crayola's got, visual artist. Yeah, so Crayola's got a thing that's inside the opening jacket. Jared Knight, a bunch of others. This whole thing is a collaboration of DOD45. That's the whole point of it, to share this music that I love so much that's been a part of all of my career as an artist. The other thing that I'm offering in the tiers are some of the original drawings that I did during episodes. Some of the episodes never even aired. The Justin Bua episode. This is the drawing I did during his episode. So there are a few drawings. So there were some guests.
That one wasn't my fault, I don't think.
No. It was just a problem with the recording. So I don't know if you know this, but all of the guests on our show, we give them the original drawings. We ship it to them and everything. There are a few guests that we had on the show who did not respond after the episode with their address for me to ship them their original drawing. So, and I chalked that up to maybe they just weren't comfortable giving me their original address or whatever.
Oh, right.
But that's fine. People like Taryn Manning, I got her original drawing. The Slughead drawing, I never asked them, but this is the original drawing for their second episode. I'm going to offer that up in the tier. What's Fat Boy Sharif? He never claimed his drawing.
Oh, that's right.
So I'm going to, that's going to be up there. Tumex, he never claimed his drawing. So his original drawing. The Taryn Manning episode, that one's going to be up on there on the tier. I did this piece for the Strange Famous Records, Strange Famous Fest. This is the original piece for that. That's going to be available in the tier. There's some other drawings like this drawing I did during a Mr. Dibs episode.
Sounds like you've got plenty.
This is the cover art for Rational Mind. That's one of the songs that's going to be on the album that was produced by Liquid
I like that
Nails.
one a lot.
Yeah, that's the original drawing for that. So anyway, there's a bunch of stuff that are beyond the tiers. Also, there will be a book, the DOD45 book. We'll have all of the drawings, all of the past drawings from every single episode that we've done. So that's like 150 pages of DOD45 artwork. That'll be one of the tiers that you can purchase with this record. And then I'm thinking about getting shirts done. I got to talk to AWOL1 to see if he wanted to be part of that. That's something that might come up. But the point is,
you'll check and you'll see what you want, and you'll buy
on July 14th, you're going to see all of the tiers. So that's what I've got to do from here until then. All of that stuff, what's going to be available, and that's a big day. Follow ArtByTai, ArtByTai. Or DOD45W.
It's too bad it's not your 45th birthday.
I know. That would have been neat. What birthday is it? My 49th.
4900.
So just keep your eyes glued to my socials so you can hear what is coming up, what or how, all of that stuff, because this is all important stuff. This album, I'm telling you, there are collabs. Like there's a song called One that I had my son produce the beat, and it's AWOL 1, Cass 1, and Dose 1, all on one song. And there's a little Metallica 1 thing. This song, I'm telling you, I've been listening to these songs almost every single day, and they're all so good. And I'm still getting some of the verses in. It's so good. Oh God, it's just so good. Oh my God. There's one other thing.
What happens if you don't have a record player?
Well, they'll all end up on streaming. All the songs will end up on streaming. We'll probably do CDs.
Like on your 50th birthday?
Maybe something like that.
5,000th birthday?
Yeah. All of these artists there are some people. So here's the thing. There are some people who have ghosted me, some past guests who've ghosted me or who've just opted to not be part of this project. Not many. I'm not going to focus on them or call them out, because the majority of the people did offer their time, offer their verses, offer all of that stuff, and they're the ones that I want to celebrate because they really came through. Everyone has really come through, and it's been something special, and I can't wait for you guys to hear it. There will be one other thing. I'm releasing these 3. I have books from the past. People have been asking about them for years. I'm going to re-release them as part of the campaign too. Okay? That's what you can get. There'll obviously be stickers, just their stuff. So there you go. Okay, there you go.
I feel like we just did a ShamWow commercial.
We are kind of like, it's not though.
I know.
If you're a fan of the show,
I'm not being
negative,
insulting. If
you're a fan of the show, you obviously love this music, I think, and
or they just like your art,
or you like my art,
or they're here for your shirt.
Both of those things. This album, this 45 LP, is chock full of both of those things. And I cannot wait. Okay, here you go. That's it. That was a nice long intro for a nice long Wednesday episode. Listen, we haven't been on air for
a very late
6 months. So
episode.
Yeah, we just packed it all into this one episode. What you are about to hear is our episode with Blueprint, aka Printmatic, on all the socials and stuff like that. He's also part of Greenhouse, Soul Position that was with RJD2, Weightless Recordings, Super Duty Tough Work.
I don't know some of these things.
He's in Super Duty Tough Work. He's got his own podcast, Super Duty Tough Work, and he's awesome. So what you're about to hear is our episode with him. I went deep on his trucking chapter part of his life.
That's the only thing I remember. You were just guys were like,
well, because I don't know. It was just we're trucking
driving down the highway.
Blueprint owned his own diesel truck, still does, and so we talk heavy on that.
That may have changed in the last 6 months.
Oh, he does not. I mean, he still has a truck. Yeah, that's true. Things have changed, but I just want to mention some of the stuff we talk about. We talk about his album Vessel. That was the latest album at the time of our recording. And then we talked a little bit about the Scribble Jam, I think. Tiny bit. There's a bunch that you talk about. You're going to see it all. You're going to see it all right here. And
stay tuned.
Yeah, here you go.
A commercial?
I guess maybe we'll do a commercial. Search
And
Conquer and Destroy. That is this the clothing company. They also are Aliens Built Earth, and he reached out to me and buy their gear.
You'll find the link in the description.
Yeah, link in the descriptions, and maybe I'll run this old commercial I used to run. I'll run this old commercial we used to run on our past episodes for him.
Okay.
We'll run that, and then we'll go.
Let's go
right into the episode with Blueprint. Is that it? Is that enough?
More than. Let's go.
Thanks for sticking with us through this whole stretch, this quiet stretch. There you go. Okay. Here's the original intro and the episode. Enjoy Blueprint. Peace. Here's a little story that must be told. Hey, we are stoked to be starting a relationship with Brim of the World and look forward to building on our partnership with them in the future. Listen, I almost never go without a hat, so hooking up with Brim of the World was a no-brainer. As far as your situation goes, you know your head is looking pretty chump these days, and it's time to throw some headgear on there. And I'm not talking braces headgear, I'm talking about hats. And Bot World, aka Brim of the World, has a treasure trove of headwear to pick from, so check them out at brimoftheworld.com. And also check out their SCD collection. SCD is Seek, Conquer, Destroy, and it's their action sports brand. Seek wisdom to conquer all obstacles and destroy anything that tries to stand in your way for success. Also check out their Aliens Built Earth clothing line. Super dope clothing line. I rock their hoodies and shirts all the damn time. Aliens Built Earth was born with the notion and belief that aliens built Earth. You'll find some type of clothing or headwear from these cats on me at almost all times, and that was before DOD45 partnered with them. I don't see that changing anytime soon. Head over to brimoftheworld.com and start building your wardrobe now. And I just noticed they're offering free shipping in the US, so, I mean, really, can you beat that? No, you cannot. Well, hello there, humans, Oquaktons and Juan.
People of Earth, how are you?
I'm Ty of ArtByTai, and with me is my co-host, Adrian, or Ade, or Ade.
No,
she's here.
Not Ade, please. That has never been an associated name with me.
Has no one ever called you that, Ade? I mean,
accidentally read Ade wrong.
Aside from that, though, no one's.
I'm sorry, I'm eating.
It's okay. She's here, steady as a lighthouse, firmly planted in our new year of 2026. Tonight, we have Blueprint.
I'm not a pretty boy that rhymes sweet sentences. I write street symphonies like Mobb Deep's Infamous. Those kind of differences need a lot of emphasis. Robotic diligence with melodic instruments.
The rapper, producer, podcaster, and one of the most consistent independent hip-hop voices to ever make a career out of doing this. Some would say the hard way, but I would say the right way. Blueprint dropped his Vessel album last year. He continues to build with the Super Duty Tough Work podcast, which is basically a blueprint for surviving as an artist without losing your mind. While we wait for him to join us in the group here, I wanted to tell you, Adrian. I've mentioned it, but I recently watched this Reels video with Bruce Willis. Did I tell you that?
No.
It was just a couple of days ago, but he looked super, super happy. He was like smiling and dancing and moving around.
This is current?
Yeah, this is current. And then in the post, it like mentioned he has no idea that he used to be a famous Hollywood movie star. He has no idea. But I was watching it and he's like laughing, having a good time with his kids. It was kind of bittersweet, I think. But what I was going to ask you is, here's some questions for you about memory. When memories start to fade or change that drastically to where you don't remember anything, do you think that the happiness changes too?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Where do you think it, and so does the happiness come from, like, is it simpler? Well, I guess what I'm wondering is happiness based on history or memories?
I think happiness is part memory and part moment, like
in the moment.
In the moment.
I don't
know. What do you think?
I don't know. I just wrote down some questions that I had about it. If someone doesn't remember big parts of their life, hey, I don't know.
If their life was absolute shit, then it might be a great thing.
That's true.
But maybe not. I don't see too many people with Alzheimer's being happy or dementia.
Yeah, I think the deeper into it, you start forgetting. Is happy?
You don't even know that it's almost like a baby.
Is happiness a learned something that you learned, or is it a natural, emotional?
It's natural.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just recently saw the video, and it was just so interesting to me.
How depressing.
That's why it was like bittersweet, because it is depressing to go like, well, shoot, he doesn't remember any of that. I mean, he's a major star for my whole part of my life since I was in the moonlighting. But yeah, and I don't know what his current, like what the condition is that he has, or you know what else sucked when I was watching the reels, I was like, is this AI?
Yeah, I wouldn't trust much that you.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't. His daughter's. I'm almost sure his daughter posted it, and it was just. But yeah, it's sort of a bummer these days.
Especially this year, coming election year, we got to really watch out for super good deep fakes.
Yeah.
With how well AI is doing.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, it is wild. Well, all right. Well, we'll get into the. Let me introduce our guest and some of his music, and then and we'll do the. We'll do what we do. So like I mentioned, our guest today is Blueprint, also known as Printmatic. He's built one of the most respected careers in independent hip-hop by doing everything the hard way and doing it well. Rooted in Columbus, Ohio, he came up in the late 90s underground scene, co-founding the influential group Greenhouse, and then gaining wider recognition as one half of Soul Position with producer RJD2.
Oh, I didn't realize he was... Maybe I did.
That's Soul Position, yeah. Blueprint and RJD2. With that, they helped define a more introspective, soulful strain of independent rap. Along the way, he founded Weightless Recordings, released a deep solo catalog, wrote books, and hosts the podcast Super Duty Tough Work with our man Illogic. But Blueprint's story isn't just beats and rhymes. When the pandemic shut down live music, he got his commercial driver's license, his CDL, and spent years on the road driving and even owning his own diesel truck to support himself. An experience he's spoken about as a grounding, intense chapter that widened his perspective for outside the music world. Whether he's behind the mic, behind the wheel, or behind the boards, Blueprint's career reflects discipline, resilience, and a devotion to doing the work on his own terms. Before we have him in here, I'm just going to share a few Blueprint joints to set the tone. He's got an extensive catalog. There's a lot of music to go through. So none of these songs that I'm sharing are what I'm going to claim are his best or things that people know or blah, 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 blah. They're just, I kind of had to go through and go like, here's a song, here's a song, here's a song. So first song I'm going to mention is a song called Boombox from his album 1988.
I got a Panasonic with a set of 15s, black with the silver grill shining, looking clean. Glove on my right hand, face on mean. I keep it by my side like...
I believe it was released in 2003. I could be totally wrong about all of these dates and information about all of these, but the boombox track is frequently referenced as a mission statement era Blueprint track. The next track I'll bring up is a track called Kill the Machine from his album Iron and Niacin.
Go to work late, leave work early. Take long lunches, call in sick every Friday. Go to work high every time you get a chance. And tell them if they don't like it, they can kiss your ass.
Kill the Machine from Iron and Niacin, I believe it was released in 2011, is commonly discussed as Blueprint's pushing back against dehumanizing systems, both within the music industry and beyond it. The album itself was framed around restoring strength through friction rather than polish. Then there's this track Perspective from Respect the Architect. Love this track.
10 girls stabbed on a college campus. 20 school kids gunned down in Sandy Hook. A black teenager is murdered over skin color. It feel like the chaos is everywhere you look.
It's from 2006, I believe, that album. The album title is a self-referential nod to Blueprint's long-term mindset. This song is often highlighted for its reflective tone and emphasis on patience, craft, and earned growth rather than speed. Then there's the track Persevere.
I never want to have to tell the people who I am. You want to learn a thing or two, talk to my fans, or hop in the van and come to my jam. I practice on my set until 2 a.m. Before this was my job,
I, for years, have looked at it and just said preserve, but he even says it in the chorus or in the hook, persevere. But I don't. Every time I see it, I think preserve. The track is called Persevere from his King No Crown album.
Kind of the same thing.
Yeah, and it even looks the same when you look at it visually. King No Crown is frequently described as a turning point record where Blueprint leaned into sustainability over status. This track's commonly referenced as one of the album's clearest statements on endurance. Then there's the track A Hero Dies Once from his album Two-Headed Monster.
Only fools penalize anyone who thinks different. They demonize all the ideas and don't listen. Defeated paradigms still push without thinking, so they can vandalize what the architect's building while I strategize ways I can...
That came out in 2004, I believe. It's often cited as a rejection of hero worship and mythology in hip-hop. The album itself is remembered for its internal dialogue, feel, and self-interrogation. On the Sage episode a while ago, I said this word and it's driving me bonkers. Interpret. But I said interpret.
There was a few, every once in a while you say something, I almost say something, but I don't.
Just say it, because it's weird, but it's like it must be a memory. I don't know. It's scary to me.
You're just, trying to get things out quickly.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Another track that I really love is a track called Radio Inactive from his adventures in counterculture.
It's my time, I'm about to blow. You slept first, but now you know the rap game. 1,000 clones, all worried about they clothes. I used to chill at my home, now I'm all about the road, moving, locking down the shows.
That's an album from 2011. The title and song are regularly mentioned in discussions about Blueprint's decision to remain independent and disengaged from mainstream radio pathways during that era. From his new album Vessel, here's the track Black Plates.
Yeah, my homie just started. He got 2 albums, she got 200, they got 2,000. I've seen dudes with so many, they need 2 houses. Helping them move feels like you just moved a mountain.
Vessel is his new album. It is a fantastic album from front to back. It came out in 2025, and this track, Black Plates, the music video is cool. They're digging it. Everything about it is awesome. It's one of the newer tracks in his catalog. Vessel has been discussed by Blueprint as a reflective record shaped by travel, aging, and reassessment rather than reinvention. That is clear when you hear his music now. It is more of a reassessment than a re-innovation. He doesn't need to re-innovate. Or does that sound weird? Well, it doesn't matter. Cue the rock. And finally, the last song I'll mention is a track called Falling Down from his Falling Down EP from 2004.
I've been lower than low, my last dollar spoken for. Stuck on the outside, trying to find an open door. Years back, I was thinking I'm supposed to blow. Now I'm thinking this ain't how life's supposed to go.
This EP is often remembered for its stripped-down honesty. The title track is frequently described as documenting instability without dramatization. So there you go. That'll set the tone. Some songs that you can go check out later down the line, and just check out he's got so much music out there. There's lots to see. His YouTube channel's great. There's a lot there's a lot of music videos on there to watch. Well, now you can watch him chat it up with us while I draw him a picture. I'll tell you what I'm going to be drawing when we get back with him. Adrian, do you have anything you want to bring up before he comes in?
No. Sorry, I don't come out. I just come here to support you.
You could just send an AI version.
Sure, go ahead.
Hey, what do you see? Does my screen say DOD45 backwards?
No.
Oh, that's just for me. Well, how do you say DOD45 backwards? 54 DOD. We're in the upside down world now. All right, let's get into it. There's the intro to Blueprint, and we will be right back after like 10, 15 seconds. Maybe not even that many. After you get to hear Mr. Dibbs' awesome theme song, a couple of pictures of Blueprint, and boom, we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? Stop what you're doing and listen.
DOD45.
DOD45.
We're back. There's the there you seen some heard some music or an intro to Blueprint. Thank you. Here we are sitting here with Blueprint. Thank you for joining us today. Welcome to the DOD45 show. We appreciate having you here.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. So for the next 45 minutes, I'm going to be doing a drawing while we chop it up. And in your drawing, I have the outline kind of here, so it's easier for me to just get into it. But you had mentioned that you like The Mandalorian, so I'm going to put The Mandalorian in here. Obviously, I love your music, but one thing that I've always been, that I was found very interesting, was your being an owner, operator, truck driver.
Yes.
Adrian and I travel the country all year long. So we're on the road about 8 months out of the year. And in the last 18 years, we're approaching our millionth mile. So we know we know the country inside and out. So I'm always intrigued by people who travel and who've done traveling or have been behind the windshield. So I'm going to get into some of that today, if you don't mind. And but yeah, so this Mandalorian's a half Mandalorian and a half big rig.
Nice.
So
nice.
All right, timer set to 45 minutes. Before we jump into music and touring and all those things, is there anything about you that people only really understand after they listen for a while?
Maybe my positivity. I'd say maybe that's it. I think, it doesn't come off every song, but I think people that I meet in real life, it starts to connect. Like, oh, he's not just like that on the record. He actually is a pretty positive dude. He smiles a lot. Back in the day, you couldn't really smile. All your rap pictures was like the rap face and shit. So I was guilty of a lot of that, in the early part of my career. But then, like, I think there hit a point where I was just like, man, I'm about to just smile at all my pictures. Because,
Is that something... because I find that that's kind of in sports. Well, okay, sorry. Let me rephrase this question. That tough guy attitude or kind of having to be hard, is that something that you feel is, because it seems to be changing, is that something to do with the time or just we're aging?
I think both. I think the time, because like you said, there was a definite image of what a rapper was supposed to kind of be like, look like, especially if you were a quote unquote like a battle rapper or anything like that. You had to kind of have an edge about you. It wasn't a lot of jokey, happy, smiley guys who were successful at battle rap. There were guys who could be funny, but they weren't guys that you typically thought were happy. They were still mean dudes. So, especially on the mic. So I think over time, as the definition of what it means to be a dope writer changes, and what it means to be an artist changes, we start to change how we present ourselves to reflect who we truly are.
Yeah.
I looked at it like, I want to be the same person that I am when people see me in public. I'd rather that be that's who I really am, not this thing that they think that I am due to maybe a song that they heard or maybe, this battle that they saw. Because like when people see me, it's like, oh, he's completely different. I actually kick it with this dude. And he's actually funny. He's not, and I would hear these things. I was like, damn, why are people thinking that I'm like this mean, unapproachable dude before they meet me, and then they meet me and it's the opposite,
Did that feel exhausting in a way? Not the part where you're always having to be like early on. Were you exhausted by that at all?
Not necessarily, because it was. I just look at it as part of it. We felt we had so much to prove back then that I never gave it a second thought. It was like, well, if you want this thing and you're willing to go out here and do all this stuff for it, you have to have a certain amount of edge to you to go through what you need to go through to get it. To sleep on the floors, to travel around, to to not get paid for certain things, to deal with being slept on, to deal with everything else that comes along with that. So I kind of looked at it like, this comes along with it, and we have a natural edge. But the longer and the further you go along, this edge is like, I don't need that, because I feel like I've kind of proven to myself, at least, what I wanted to get out of this.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me ask you this: before anyone knew your name, what were you actually doing day to day to set this whole thing in motion?
I was a senior systems analyst working for Kroger, which is a supermarket chain. Their headquarters in Cincinnati, Ohio. I took a job. My degree was in computer science. I graduated with a degree in computer science, and then I moved to Cincinnati, Ohio. I got a job offer from them. I was dating a girl down there at the time, and all my roommates were from there, Cincinnati, Ohio. So I was like, I'm gonna just move to Cincinnati and, be with this girl and pursue my career. And that was it. It had nothing to do with hip hop. So I moved down there from Columbus, started working there, and I did that for like 5 years. And then while I was doing that, me and my guys from college kept doing music, and we eventually started putting out music. And so eventually some of the music started to stick, and so, but I was still going to work like all of my friends. I had friends who were quitting their jobs to do music full time, like RJ D2 did before me, Illogic did before me, but I was still working. And I was like, man, I hope, maybe it'll be my turn at some point. But I wasn't like, I wasn't assuming it or counting it. I was just working, doing that thing every day. And I didn't really enjoy it after my 3rd year. I was like, I got to get out of here. I tried to quit my 3rd or 4th year, and then they talked me into staying. And they were like, dude, you don't want to quit. You don't have nothing. You don't even have your resume ready. Like, you just, you haven't even looked for. They're like, so are you looking other place? They like, you got another job? I was like, no. They're like, do you have your resume together? I was like, no. They're like, so what are you gonna do? I was like, I don't know, just not this.
Are you a risk taker?
I think so.
Yeah, I was just because I was going back to when you were talking about when you bought the truck, and like, of all the people, when no one becomes an owner operator within the first year, and you were determined to do it. Yeah.
I've always kind of been like that, man. I mean, calculated risks. I'm not a gambler, but I will take calculated risks. If I feel like I can learn enough and put myself in a position to be successful, at least have a shot at it, then I'll take a chance. I'd rather. My philosophy has always been, even when I was working and I had the opportunity to quit for music, I had to have a conversation with myself about, okay, is this, how are you going to feel when you're 45 and you don't do this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, are you going to be sitting there with a lot of fucking coulda, shoulda, woulda, regrets, salty, you know what I mean? Like, looking at your peers, your friends continue to go and grow and carve out this lane, and you could have had that, but you never took the chance to try. Are you cool with that? And I realized I wasn't cool with that.
Yeah, that's a great thing to recognize early on. If you want, someone that's want to be an artist or wants to try to like do things in your life. I fortunately got lucky that my parents instilled that in me. Like, do you want to sit around when you're going like, oh, I should have tried this? Yeah. Those that's like part of drive, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I don't know. This is a random pivot. Do you enjoy grocery shopping?
Speaking of Kroger.
Yeah, speaking of Kroger.
I don't enjoy. You shop at Kroger? Look, you know what's funny? I just discovered this week that they deliver groceries.
Oh, yeah.
So I may never set foot in a grocery store again.
Oh, yeah.
But you're cool with them picking out your produce?
That was always the concern. I've done it 3 times in the last week, and they have not let me down yet. Now,
cool.
I will say they always are going to choose like the green bananas, which I don't like, but I'm willing to let them sit a few days for the convenience of not having to go in there.
Was that on your podcast that you met? Oh, maybe it wasn't. Someone had just mentioned that they ordered a CD and they gave them some other completely different CD. Was that on one of the Super Duty? Yeah, it was just, I don't care. Well, because it doesn't matter then. It was a funny moment. But I guess that doesn't even. I want to go back real quick about the computer science.
Yeah.
Is the base in that world, computer science, the same? Or have we gone so far beyond that if you were doing computer science 15 years ago, if you didn't stay on top of it, you have no idea what's going on now?
Yes and no. Yeah, a lot of things have gone way beyond what it was then. But for the type of stuff I was doing, a senior system analyst, they kind of tend to be people who they're less technical, but they look at systems as a whole, and they are a lot of times the liaisons between the programmers and the customers.
Okay.
And so as long as you're good at analyzing systems and understanding things from a higher level or higher point of view, you can probably still be a systems analyst.
Right.
Although I don't necessarily assume that. I've always assumed the opposite, that like if I go back, I need to relearn, reacclimate myself and do all of that stuff. And so that's actually what I was going to do prior to getting into trucking. So I was like, oh, if I got time, I'm just going to sit around. So the whole first year before I got my CDL, I was waking up every day studying, IT and just concepts, again, to try to get caught up on where things were now. So I'd be spending 2, 4, 6 hours a day in my office just doing that, trying to learn the program again, learning what's the best language to be able to get where I wanted to go, what certifications I wanted to take if I got back into it. And that was
all kind of during the pandemic, right?
Yes, it was during the pandemic, 2021. And then, I ran out of money and I was like, oh, I can't be studying no more. I need to get some money. I'm broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. Yeah, that's wild.
Best motivator in the world.
I'm
broke.
It certainly is.
Beans and rice again?
Yeah. Looked at that bank account, was like, ouch.
Yeah.
Speaking of accounts, I do have another random question.
Yeah.
Do you own a checkbook?
Yeah, I have several.
When was the last time you actually wrote a check?
At least a year or two. For landscaping, that's probably it. Last time I went on tour, I had to write a check for my landscaping guy.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. I've got a checkbook in my bag, and I'm like, I don't know when I'll ever use this.
But
thousands of
them
unused
occasionally. Yeah, our daughter was like, "How am I supposed to pay this?"
Her taxes.
A state tax fee.
Yeah,
and they wanted like a mail-in. There was no place for your credit card, and I was like, I don't have any idea.
Gotta get old school on them. Check.
I said, I'll write you a check, and you just transfer me the money.
Yeah, checks are kind of played out, man. Like I know checks are played because my mom complains about old people at the grocery store using checks.
Yeah.
Herself being like 79 years old. She's like,
for $1.50.
Yeah, I can't believe these old people in here using these checks old enough to lie. Mom, you're 79.
I wonder if they will ever get rid of them. I mean, I guess.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting rid of pennies.
Yeah.
So let's go into the trucking real quick. I'm really interested in that, like I said, because like I mentioned what we do for a living. Buying of the semi truck.
Yeah.
I don't know many people that have done that. Was that a scary task? Because what do you do after you own it and you're like, okay, I've done my miles?
Yeah. Well, after you own it, buying it is kind of weird because it's like nobody in trucking who's selling a used truck, if they're like a private owner, you got to pay them cash. So you better be prepared to have like $15,000 in straight up cash and be ready to meet them at the BMV. So I met this Ukrainian dude in the BMV.
Yeah, because they don't want to. You can't finance it you're buying it from
him. So I took my 15 grand and I met him. Meet me in parking lot, brother. And
yeah. And who knows what? Yeah, and you got cash on you.
Yeah, I'm out there we looking around. Sitting in front of the thing. He's counting it, trying to look low key.
What kind of runs were you doing? Like, would you be gone for a few days, or like how far a distance?
When I bought my truck, I did not leave the state of Ohio.
Oh, okay.
I had what was called an intrastate authority, which means that my insurance covered only Ohio. I didn't have any desire to run outside of Ohio. When I was a company driver for the year I did that, I went as far as like Illinois, a lot of neighboring states to Ohio. We did Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, upstate New York, Pennsylvania. Those are my normal places.
All the stretches of highways that have been under construction for the last 30 years.
I always wonder who has to unload the truck.
The
company or the driver?
No, not us. No, we were basically considered no touch, which means that you drive, you show, you give them your paperwork, you back into the dock, and then whoever's working at that place, warehouse or store, their responsibility is getting everything off of there.
Oh, okay.
So we would deliver to Home Depots. And I was delivering doors. So like 30,000 pounds of doors every day. I would just take out to every Home Depot you could imagine. And they would, go on there with the forklift and pull their...
Yeah. What are you doing at that time? Eating, hanging out in the truck, going like...
At that time, I'm eating as best I can, which is still not good. Better than most truckers. I still probably gained 15 to 20 pounds my first year as a company driver. But I've seen most dudes gain 50 pounds, you know. A lot of truck stop food. I'm trying to eat my fruit, but I'm like, I wasn't listening to no rap. I wasn't listening to real rap. I was just like disgusted with rap. So I was like, I don't want to hear it. Plus, it kind of made me nervous and anxious when I was driving. And like to drive a semi, you got to be in a real zen place, you know. Like,
so you have no music playing when you're driving?
I would play all just soul music. That was it. All old soul records, you know, just
stuff
real,
you can sing to.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because everything else would make you tense. And like if you're in a truck and you're all tense, it's already people everybody hates truck drivers. They're cutting you off. No one's letting you in. Other truck drivers, it's high stress if you allow it to be. So like if you just get in some nonchalant, I don't care, I get there whenever, sure, you can get in, it's way easier. So I was not trying to listen to anything aggressive.
Oh, that's good. I mean, I see people must be listening to really aggressive stuff.
Yeah. And I talked on the phone a lot. So most truck drivers, they talk like at least 7-8 hours a day on the phone.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like prisoners and writing letters. That's how a phone is to truck drivers.
Who do you talk to?
Anybody.
7
Like
hours.
I don't know. Like you talk to your mom for a good hour a day. You might talk to your niece for an hour. 2-3 girls I might have been talking to who I was never going to even probably see because I had no time. I was working like 80 hours a week. You know, if they were there, I'd talk to them.
And I don't know. I don't know. You're not still driving, or you don't still own the truck.
I still own the truck. I just don't drive. I own the truck. I parked it on. It's still. I had a lot. When you buy a truck, you have to have a lot to put the truck, to store the truck.
Yeah.
So my truck isn't. It's not necessarily storage. It's just like a parking lot that's dedicated for people who own their trucks.
Mm-hmm. And are you able to rent your truck out to drivers, or not?
You can't really rent trucks out. Just probably due to the insurance liability issue.
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, so I might sell it soon. I'm probably going to sell it soon.
Yeah.
Speaking of tense driving, I do want to know, in all of your driving time, did you ever find yourself in a situation like tornado situation or anything like that, especially out there?
Yeah. Not a tornado, but like I got caught in a really super bad snowstorm near the end of when I had my own truck driving from Columbus to Cleveland one night. And I remember because I had some homies who were in town playing a show, my guys Shrapnel, and they came by the house at like 4 or 5. And I was like, damn, I can't make it to y'all show. I got to take this load up to Cleveland. And they were like, all right, cool. They left. I went, grabbed this load from the yard, started heading up. As soon as I got like 30 minutes north of Columbus, it got immediately bad. It was so bad that like the snow was so heavy and icy that my windshield wiper blade just cracked and fell off. And so then I couldn't get the shit off. It was the worst thing I ever seen. And then like my truck was having problems.
Get those Canadian cold coming down right off of Lake Superior. Probably creates a nightmare.
Yes, going to Cleveland is awful.
I have a question about that because I don't know the mindset of truckers, because we've been caught in those really gnarly snowstorms. And I sometimes wonder, like, as truckers, I mean, I know you can't speak for all of them, but do they sometimes feel like, well, I'm invincible in this truck? Because we've been in a situation where I've seen some driving like way too fast for the conditions, but I guess that's just any driver in general.
Yeah, I mean, there are truckers who drive too fast for the conditions. And sometimes, when I was driving, I would be like, this dude is not, he's being irresponsible, you know? I think the thing about trucking is like, overall, truck drivers are excellent drivers. So when you're an excellent driver and you're putting in that level of mileage every week, you can get overconfident.
Yes.
And so the guys who have the most control, they will be the ones taking the most chances because they feel like they've seen it all. Whereas somebody like me, if it gets bad, I'm pulling off.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm cool. Like that load I had going to Cleveland that day, that was like my last time. I was like, I'm not trying to do this.
It's so stressful.
Yeah, it's not worth it. Like my truck was acting up. It was like by the time I got to the place to deliver at like 11 o'clock, it was a power outage. So the whole warehouse was pitch black. You couldn't even get in there. So we sat out there for 3 hours before they even turned the power back on to try to get. It was like, this is just every day in trucking is kind of like that. Trucking is the wildest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like there's nothing in hip hop that's like as wild as trucking, except even the wildest tour.
Yeah, it was a constant day of troubleshooting, of seeing the craziest. Yeah, it is a wild thing. And like I said, with all the travel we do, we're not truckers. We just do the travel. But
we are towing. We do have.
We are towing. I mean, it is. Yeah, everything about it being on the road is stressful.
Yeah.
So you're like, we have to protect the inventory. Plus, we have to get there on time. Plus, let's not die.
Yeah. What's the best road snack?
Man, I want to say like maybe grapes are my jam. You know what I mean? Because it's like they're healthy.
Oh yeah, and you just keep.
Yeah. I was a fan of them little nutrient bars, little Nutri-Grain bars. You know, because they're only like 99 cents each. Those are my jams. Bananas were my jams. Like things that you can eat with one hand while you're driving. Don't have to take your hand off the wheel. You sit it right there in
Mine is raw almonds.
Yes,
yeah, the raw
almonds are my jam too.
almonds.
Yes, I like almonds too.
You know what we noticed when we were in Europe last, and we did a travel, like a whole long tour down there, is their trucking industry is very different. Like the truckers at the truck stops, they were like grilling their own healthy food, and even in the gas stations, there were like healthy options.
They had like stuff that you could create your own stew with, like a whole potato, a carrot, all this stuff, and you could just make a stew right there at the.
Yeah, it was something you could definitely
area.
see the difference. Yeah, here it seems like everyone's eating fast food.
They were doing that. They were making their meals.
Yeah, grilling the meals off the side of the road.
Nice.
And I think they also have a rule. I mean, I know in America there's a rule about how many hours you can drive.
Yes.
But it seemed like there in Europe there was like you couldn't drive at night because everyone was stopped at we never saw truckers at night, but I don't know if that's a law. But
here, I mean, we have rules. It's just that a lot of people don't follow them.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. A lot of truckers are trying to get over, trying to manipulate that clock. That's what's going on here, man.
Well, all right. So one more question on that. How do you, when you're driving, how do you keep fear from hijacking your decision making? Like if you're in a situation where I don't know, any sort of crazy situation.
Don't move. Like, don't be afraid to just stop.
Yeah.
So like so when I was a trainer, there would be times when my trainer would try to get me to do something and I just wasn't sure, and I just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
So like I remember there was like an entrance that it looked like it was the wrong way sign, and I was like, this doesn't look like an entrance. It looks like an exit. I'm not going down. This is the wrong way. And he's like, no, just turn. I'm like, nope. Oh. And then other times he'd be like, oh, no, just back in, just turn here. Don't worry, I got you. You're not going to hit that thing. You're like, nope. I'm going to get out and look.
It's a big lot of truck.
Yeah. No.
What did you find was the hardest thing at the school to learn?
Backing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Backing a truck is a science unto itself. It's like, it is to truck driving what 3-point shooting is to the NBA.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Do you take, like, when you got to the ability to, like, back it right in, did you take pride in that? Oh, absolutely. I just put that right. Yeah. I love it.
That's like the Olympic sport of truck driving. Backing a truck is. It's like, you moving 50-foot trailer, 48-foot, and then you have a 30-foot truck. You're moving 80 feet of vehicle, and you got to put the corner of this trailer up against something the width of maybe a piece of masking tape.
Yeah.
You got to line that fucking trailer up from 80 to 150, and you got to be able to back it and get it. By the time you get it in, you got to be perfectly square too. You can't be off at no crazy angle, blocking other spots. I used to watch backing videos on YouTube like 5-6 hours a day.
Oh, fun.
Yes, I'm a nerd about it. It's science, it's math, it's geometry, like velocity. You got the road, how it's moving. You got up and down, what's going up and down, the grade of it. You got whether it's wet, whether it's dry. You got whether it's like, it's just so many variables. It's so linear. How much space ahead of you have. Do you have to blindside it? Can you come in sight side? All these variables. How many setups do you know as a driver to put your truck in a position to easily back it? I would sit at truck stops and I would just watch drivers and just be like,
see how they do it.
Yeah, like that. So many tricks are like, how's he gonna get in there? And some vet would come and do some crazy setup that you never saw and put it in there all easy, and you be sitting there like, I never could have done that shit.
I always wonder because I know I'm just towing a 20-foot trailer, and when I put it just perfectly first try right in the little spot that I want it, I just go like, yeah, I did that. But I always wondered if truckers have that, and then because I watch them maneuver. 10. Yeah, I see some of the maneuvers, and I'm like, they must just be so proud of themselves.
Yeah. You can't tell a trucker shit about backing a truck, man.
Do truckers flex? Will they flex to like? Would they do a flex like, I'm gonna put this right here?
I don't know if they do it on purpose, but they they do it, but they don't say anything.
You're right.
You know, so it's like because they want to get it in there as quickly as possible with the least amount of pull-ups and resets as possible.
Yeah.
So if the guy who's like the coldest will just see the spot he needs to get into, go straight into a setup and back it in one fluid motion.
Yeah, love that.
It's like, what the fuck? You'd be amazed. Whereas like the other guy's like, wait a minute. I got to back it up. I got to get out and look 8 times. I got to reset it 8 times. Eye it again, walk back, check my distance. Am I close to this thing? Am I going to hit somebody and get an accident? Like it takes, when you're new, it takes you 30 minutes to get in the spot.
Yeah.
When you know what you're doing, it takes you 3 minutes. You're just backing it smooth in at one pace.
That other scenario is me just with the truck, no trailer.
Yeah. Just trying to park
into the driveway.
Yeah. Well, the thing too is like, if you guys got a 20-foot trailer, that moves faster than a semi-truck trailer. So you actually have more variation. The shorter your trailer is, the harder it is to control because it responds to your movements on your steering wheel faster. So it's like, if I'm in a semi-truck with a trailer, I can do this, and that movement won't register to my trailer for about 5 seconds.
Right.
Whereas if you do this in yours, immediately that trailer is wiggling, getting out of control.
Yeah.
You know, so...
Yeah, the science behind all of that stuff is really exciting to me. I know it's not for everybody, but it must be on some level because remember they used to run those commercials. It must have been a Budweiser commercial.
This is enough to put a high life man off his lunch. Time was a man knew how to command his own vehicle. Just how far are we willing to fall? Better reacquaint yourself with the high life, soldier, before someone tries to take away your Miller time.
About backing in a boat into the driveway. I think it was. Well, it doesn't matter. Let me go into some podcast talk, some Super Duty Tough Work talk. Mm-hmm. It feels like that's something that you do because it's something that you enjoy not for any financial gain.
Yeah. I love the podcast. I mean, I don't sit around and sit like, if I can't get, it's definitely not one of those, I got to make money off of it kind of things because I think I would have approached monetizing it way differently if that was what we really wanted. You know?
I mean, how do you stay committed to a creative outlet that feeds the soul more than the bank?
I think because it flows naturally into what we do. Mm-hmm. You know, like it's, as we start doing it, we start seeing that, these topics we're covering are just things that we're going through. So if we're going through it anyway, why don't we talk about this so people can hear this conversation and maybe organize it so that people can learn from it. I don't feel like it's forced. I feel like it's natural.
Yeah, it feels very natural.
Yeah, so when things are not like that, it's very hard for me to do them regularly, you know. And so, and plus, just, I just enjoy talking to, Jawar every week about just random shit. The stuff that we talk off camera as long as we talk on camera every week.
Yeah.
So there's always, I'll have for a 1 hour episode, I'll have 2 hours of shit to get, and it's just us talking. And so I enjoy that, knowing that we help artists, seeing how big of a difference it's made to people. On this last tour I did, I met so many people who were like telling us that the podcast was instrumental, that it's helped them, help inspire them. And
while you were on tour, did you ever meet anybody that discovered you from the podcast? Yes. I know it wouldn't have, you did. Oh, wow. Cool.
Yes, there are people like that who discovered me from the podcast, went back and listened to the music, became fans, and now come to shows.
That must have been really gratifying.
Yes.
I mean, that feeling of, to discover you from what you never would have imagined when you were in the game. You never would imagine someone who would discover your music from a whole other.
Yes.
Yeah, that's cool. I like to hear that. Do you think that professional artists need a thing that isn't about monetization just to stay human? Do you think most artists need something like that?
I think once your thing becomes professional, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So like music used to be my hobby, right? I would do it. I would get out of work when I was an analyst, and all I wanted to do was go home and listen to records and make beats. It was my escape from work. And then it becomes my job. And now it's not quite the escape that it used to be. It's like, oh, you need to be making beats because you need to be working on an album, because you need to be working on an album, because you need to put out some music, so you need to make some money, so you can do some tours, you can do some shows, and you don't, it's like,
yep.
It's not the same. It's not the same. But in doing that, then you have to find other things that you just love to do. That you enjoy doing. That maybe for me, it's like maybe doing video editing, or maybe it's like, like last year I started like picking up drawing again because I needed that thing. And so I had like a 6-month period. I was like, I'm going to learn how to draw again, So I was like, I got an iPad and learn how to draw and animate a little. But it was like, I realized I needed that thing because once everything that you love to do becomes monetized, it's very hard to get the same joy out of it.
Are you a procrastinator? I'm only not making an assumption. I'm just wondering if...
Yeah.
I
don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not like a last minute person. I'm like a person who plans just due to the nature of this business and what I used to do for a living. I was doing project planning and software rollouts where, you'd have to have at least 60, 90 days, 120 days advance to get things done. So I kind of always applied that template to releasing music. So if I'm going to tour, if I want to tour this, like last year I toured from August through October, right? But we started planning that tour in November of the prior year.
Right.
And so I knew what I was going to be doing then almost a year in advance. That's typically how I work. Now, there are certain things about finishing albums that I kind of wait on, because I don't want to rush and complete something if I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, yeah. Well, so speaking of albums, you have your recent release, Vessel.
Yeah.
When you look back on Vessel now, what are you proud of that doesn't get talked about? Is there anything?
I don't know if there's anything that doesn't get talked about. I think based on everything I saw, people got it. People were like, this is a great listen, front to back. It's short to where you can repeat it. No one felt like it was like the first record I've done in a long time that had like no samples on it, but no one could really tell. No one ever really said, hey, this sounds good for a record with no sample. No, it was like, it felt like a hip hop record, which was my point. And I feel like I pulled that off. As a producer, I've been trying to get to that place where I can make records that sound as good as, or feel as good as, in terms of their vibe, of sampled albums without having a bunch of samples on them, if I can.
What makes an album feel finished to you? How do you?
It's kind of like there's a point where you can't take anything else away and you can't add anything else to it.
Yeah. Like, what is the most petty reason, if there is a petty reason, that you've cut a song from a project? Is there?
Album length.
Oh, just length.
Vinyl length. The fact that it's going to cost me $3 more to press this on an extra piece of vinyl. If I keep this extra song, I got to do double vinyl instead of single.
I do want to point to people who, if they haven't heard it, but your episode talking about the long album form dead. People should go listen to that. It's a good conversation. And how are you still feeling about that? I'm glad that you brought it up, because when I listen to your show or any podcast, I find myself wanted to jump in. But the discussion about I'm glad that you brought it up. And so for the listeners, I'm mentioning, you guys are talking about the trend of long albums is dying.
Yeah.
And you made a point that I was like yelling into the screen about, if you love the artist, of course I'll take a triplet or a whole, I'll take as many vinyl as possible from an artist that I love. But that wasn't the point of your guys' discussion. But how are you feeling about that? Do you still like the idea of short albums? Shorter.
Yeah. I've always loved short albums.
Yeah.
To me, I have every now and again 2 or 3 albums. I'll probably have something where I want to make it a longer album. I think Avengers and Counterculture was a longer album. King No Crown was probably a little bit longer. Outside of that period, I don't think I've had any long records. I think I'm okay with doing my work and making it more powerful. You know, like it was a genius line. You know, make half as short, twice as strong. You know, like Jesus got a line like that. He's talking about. You know, I always believe that anyway. That like a lot of the times, albums are long because you can't make the hard decisions that come along with it. The work is still too personal for you to make the necessary changes. And so I take that into consideration when I make a record. I have periods where the record is essentially done, but I'm just not listening to it because I want to emotionally detach from it.
Yeah.
So I have a record I probably wrote last year. No, I wrote it at the top of 24, not Vessel. After Vessel was done, I wrote this record. And then it's probably only about 9 songs, but I stopped listening to it for a long time because I wanted to detach enough to make the necessary changes to make it right.
Oh.
Yeah,
and
they say in film
that means,
school.
Yeah. What they say, like, kill you, so you got to kill your babies. Is that what they say in film school? Yeah. You got to kill them sometimes, man.
What you cut is just as important, or what you don't cut is just as important as what you do cut.
Yeah, video editing definitely helped me reinforce that concept of like cut the fat. You know, cut the fat. Like, don't think that everything is necessary just because you made it or because it comes from this place. Like, be objective about your own art enough to think about the whole message that you're trying to tell. I would rather people listen to my album and be like, damn, it's over already, and repeat it than be like, oh, I'm still trying to get through that new Blueprint record. I listen to 9 songs a day.
How does it feel? Like sometimes people will think it's a compliment, but it does not sound like a compliment to me. Where someone's like, "Oh yeah, I started listening to your album. I'll finish it over on the weekend." Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, I don't like that either. No, I want people to be like, I want to get the text like. Ant sent me a text about Vessel. He's like, man, this is one of the first rap records in a long time I actually let repeat.
Yeah,
because
that's
it's like
good.
over and over. It's like you don't have to skip anything, and it's just long enough to where it reaches its end, and you don't feel bad about letting it play again. You know?
Yeah. I like your tactic. I think that tactic of stepping away from it is probably the best way to be able to cut some. You know, go back to stuff and cut it. Why do you suppose that is? Or I think I know it was. Can you articulate why that works so well, stepping away from something for a bit and then coming back to it?
Yeah, well, I'd say the first reason is that it eliminates the obsessive, I've got to finish this right now thing that we all go through as artists. You know, you start getting halfway into a piece, you're like, man, if I could just finish this.
Yes.
I just want to get it finished, you know? And so you start making decisions, pushing things through. But what if, like, yo, you don't need to finish it like that? Maybe you can make better decisions about how to finish it if you take yourself out of that pressure. So that would be the first thing, getting out of the pressure. And then 2, I think I want to be able to poke holes in my own art, you know, meaning that, like, if I were to send this piece of art or body of songs to somebody and say, yo, what do you think about this? I want them to be able to, any critique they have for me for that body of work, I need it to be something that I already thought and already had written down.
Right, yeah.
And if it's a surprise, that means that I'm not objective enough to listen to my own shit. Right? So people get objective when they get offended when they send their music to maybe some friend or peer and they says, yeah, you know, this record's good, but it's just too long, chief. You know, oh, what you mean it's too long? I mean, it's a classic. It's, you know, every song is dope. You know, you get offended, but it's like, yo, no one else should ever have to tell you your record is too fucking long.
Yeah. When you know the thing that people do, I find that I used to do it back when I was working on in film and stuff, but it's similar. So when you're sending something to somebody, do you do the, you know, like sometimes people will go like, okay, watch this. Oh, and there's this. I know this doesn't work. This doesn't work. This doesn't work.
No, I don't tell people that.
You don't even need to do that because you already know it in your head.
I know it in my head. I just want to. I want them. All they're gonna do is reinforce the critiques that I already got.
Yeah. and you've been doing it long enough, and you're confident enough with what you do. You don't have to worry, because when you're a younger artist, you do a lot of that. Like you like pre-set up. Oh, I know this and I know this, but then that affects people's opinions.
Yeah, you don't want them to be, oh yeah, well you told me this, so I won't even say it. You know, what's the point in asking them if you're going to tell them what to say ahead of time?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the point of stepping away from it gives me a chance, especially as a producer, to say, okay, how can I take this beat from, demo to done, instead of sitting here assuming that its current form is everything. Well, the further I get from it, the more I question everything. Yeah, the bass line is cool, but why doesn't it move more on these parts? Yeah, the drums are cool, but is that the best kick I can do? Well, I got a million kicks on this hard drive better than that. Let me swap out the kick, and then I'll do that next time I sit down. But I'll have a list. I have like a notebook of things. I'll sit around and listen to it. Once I'm objective, I can sit down and listen to it for the technical things that are wrong with it that I think I can improve. My goal ultimately is to be able to say that any idea that I have for improving a song, I did it.
Yeah.
Because if I can say that, then I'll feel satisfied saying I did my best.
Yeah.
At that point, it's not whether people like it. It's like, I did my best to make this song, to take it to its fullest potential.
Is there a time frame of how long you'll step away from something, or is it just natural?
Man, I've stepped away from shit for a year, 2 years. It's not uncommon for me to not listen to something. I could make a record in like 6 weeks, don't listen to it for 6 months to a year. And won't have any desire to. Well, I'll do other things, make other shit, and then when I step back into it, I'm like, oh, this actually is really good. I'm objective now. It's not just good because it's new. You know? It's not this new shiny thing anymore. And so, no, it's actually good.
Would that be something you'd say is the advantage of being an independent artist? Is you don't have to rush to put anything out?
Absolutely. But you still got to pay bills, though.
Yeah. I know. But in operating in that form, do you have the little things that you go like, okay, well, I can just push this through because this one's going to pay the bills. But then I also have this thing that's like, this is
the struggle for me is to not get caught up in the little things that don't pay the bills.
Yeah.
Like, I'm an artist, so I be wanting to do random shit that I just want to do. That shit don't pay the
podcast. That's everything.
Everything. I'm just gonna do Super Duty Tough work for 8 years straight. Doesn't make any fucking money. Yeah. Not monetized. Let's just do that.
Like you said, and that is sort of the thing with the podcasting. Like, yes, it doesn't. I'm speaking just from ours. It doesn't I don't get a check for making the podcast.
Right.
But when you start running into people that go like, oh yeah, I heard of you from this, or it's also another part of the branding or whatever. It's just a part of your operations.
Yes. High impact.
Yeah.
It's not wide. The spread is not wide, right? Like it doesn't go far, but to those who it has a deep impact.
Yeah.
That is the beauty of the podcast. But it's like, so what I've had to do in the last 2 years to balance things, the last 2 years has been me telling myself, what would Blueprint's manager tell him to do?
Mm-hmm.
Because Blueprint by himself is going to want to go on some shit to prove shit to himself. What mountain can I climb?
Yeah. Yeah.
How can I prove this to me that I can make this thing right here and I can do it? That's Blueprint is his artistic thing, but that doesn't pay the bills. Like it needs to be, hey, if Blueprint's manager, like, yeah, that's cool and all. Album, what's up with the Blueprint album? Can we do another one this year? Oh, those 8 songs you've been sitting on for 2 years. You want to wrap them up, Chief, so we can put them out this fall?
Have you given that your manager your manager a name, or you?
Nah,
or you don't have to. You don't have to go in and
It's
out.
just Blueprint's manager. What would Blueprint's manager tell him to do right now? He would say I should be finishing my next solo album so I could drop it this fall instead of working on all these side projects that's not gonna make no fucking money.
Yeah. Do you find that you start to resent your manager?
Absolutely. Man, fuck him. You know what I mean? But he's right.
He's always right.
He's right. I know what he's telling me is right. I just don't want to do it.
But that's a hell of an advantage to have inner dialogue. That's something that you're blessed with, like having an inner dialogue, because a lot of people don't have that. And that's why that's why you've accomplished the things that you've accomplished. In these last few minutes, I want to ask you about, based on hip hop then and now, what feels better about the rap world now compared to the earlier days?
The lack of gatekeepers.
Ah, yes. Yeah, that's a good answer.
Yeah, you couldn't get shit done back in the day unless you had to go through the gatekeepers first, man.
Was that because it was like a crabs in a bucket scenario? Or
part of it was that. Part of it was just smaller, right?
Yeah.
Like there was no just blow up nationally. It was like, if you're not known back here in the backyard, you don't count.
Yeah.
There's like you don't matter. Your fans ain't real. You know what I mean? You ain't paid no dues. Like, we don't even talk about paying dues no more. It's not even a concept.
Right.
You pay dues by sharing content now.
That's true. Do you resent that a little?
Nah. Because I'm sad. I did whatever was necessary. I just try to be adaptable. You know what I mean? When it was a requirement that you had to be able to freestyle, you had to be able to battle, you had to drop records, I was doing all that shit.
So different now.
It really is. Can independent artists still make a living? And if so, what's the most realistic path?
Yes, they can make a living. I think the most realistic path is to first define who you are as an artist. Like, don't try to be everything to everybody, Don't fall into this thing where I gotta have a pop song, a song about girls, a song for the club. I gotta have my turn up John. I gotta have guys. You fall into that shit, you'll never find your audience.
Yeah.
So it's better to just be yourself. Find out what you like. Oh, I like playing fucking video game. Cool. Then rap about that shit. Oh, I like drawing. Then rap about that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, I like hanging out, skateboard. Then rap about that shit. That's your path to becoming an independent artist as an occupation. It's not this wide net. It's all about little, small niche audiences and giving them enough time to find you.
Well, and an advantage to that too is currently authenticity is one of the biggest things. So you're way more authentic when you operate that way. And
yes, absolutely. And that's the path, I think, for artists. Be yourself to an extreme.
Because you're the only one that can do that.
Yeah. No one can do that better than you.
Is there a Scribble Jam era moment that still makes you laugh?
Man, there's a lot of moments. Something that makes me laugh is just me and the Addams fam just having random freestyle battles in my apartment and
yeah,
and recording demos. 10 dudes in my apartment in Cincinnati. That's always just something. And Wind and Breeze just killing everybody. Just being the most incredible freestyler.
Is there a level? Is there something that Scribble Jam in this era, or is there even a need for it?
I don't think there's anything like it. I had this conversation with Don Will a couple of weeks ago, and we were trying to rack our brains about, is there anything like this now? I don't think there is.
Is it even necessary now?
I don't think people think it's necessary, but I do think it would be good for the scene. Really, for each scene needs their own Scribble Jam.
Yep, you're right. That's the right answer about it. People probably don't think it's necessary because they're like, oh, well, why do we need that? But yeah, you're right. I think it would be something awesome.
Because it helped us define who we are, what values were important to us. Now, there were certain people who they looked at Scribble Jam as, oh, this is just a nerd rap convention. But they wasn't showing up there battling. They wasn't showing up there trying to show and prove. They would talk that shit from afar. And we would go everywhere and do everything. So we have our respect for doing it, but some people, outside of that scene didn't quite get it. And that's fine. I think everybody needs a Scribble Jam for their scene.
Yeah,
whatever
I agree.
that may be.
That's a tagline comment.
Yeah.
You mentioned a turnaround in health and mindset somewhere. Yes. I think that you posted. How has that changed your approach to music this year?
To health?
Yeah,
man. Health has got to be number one.
Yeah,
the thing you really see, and trucking just kind of reinforced it, is that you can have all the aspirations that you want, creatively, professionally, but if your body can't take it, you're never gonna achieve any of that shit. So like, just as you are creating your health goals, I mean your career goals, you should be writing down your health goals to ensure that your body, your mental health is in a position to deal with what comes along with achieving those goals.
Yeah.
Everything you achieve comes with some burdens, some consequences. You know, like you might make more money, but your health suffers, right?
Yeah.
You might you have more time, but you're broke. You finally got that promotion, but now you don't have any time. You know, and so how does that impact your health mentally and physically? Be prepared, but be proactive about what is a priority to me. And so to me, I've always tried to make my health a priority in terms of managing my weight. You know, we do the challenges on the podcast to keep ourselves honest. You know, since I've been back from tour, I got back in November, I think, beginning of November. I'm down like 12 pounds. You know,
oh, awesome.
I put like 20 on this year. Just not having time to do shit. Didn't have time. Didn't have a routine because I was just release after release, you know, 55 shows later. Then it's like, okay, let me get back to me. Let me get back to these, you know, these plant-based routines. Let me get back to hit my treadmill. Let me get back to feeling good, looking good, and the weight that I want to be at. So my recommendation to everybody is don't just think that you can ignore your health, you know, and prioritize your goals. It would be prioritize your health as you prioritize your goals, and because you need health to do anything.
Yeah, good health makes probably a lot of your goals, those goals underneath it, like more accomplishable.
Yeah, yeah, and I say mental health as well, because like people think success solves everything. Winning don't fix everything, because certain things can't be fixed by winning, right? Like if you're deeply insecure, being successful just magnifies all your shit. It makes it worse. Right? You don't know who you are, and you're one of these people who has these destructive, toxic habits. You becoming successful just it just makes it worse.
Yeah.
You got to do the work.
Good mental health is everything.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. That time just hit the 45. We're going to finish with these Mayor or Miracle Whip questions. Dibs is currently on a Winter Carnival spaceship.
Nice.
So he wasn't able to call in. I'm editing his a video for that tour, and he's trying to finish up the last little bit of his set.
Nice.
But we're gonna hit you with some rapid fire Mayo or Miracle Whip questions in his place.
All right.
Give it up, Mr. Dibs on the turntable.
Listen to more of this.
Wally's or Buc-ee's?
Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's. Oh, okay.
Buc-ee's is the GOAT.
Rest stop bathroom or gas station bathroom?
Gas station bathroom.
Oh,
no, you know what? No. You mean rest stop like a truck stop, or just mean like a public for regular people rest stop?
One of those public rest stop areas.
Rest stop bathroom all day. Those get cleaned by they have people who work and show up and clean those. Truck stop bathroom or regular person bathroom, there's no guarantee it will ever be cleaned that day. Or
except for a Buc-ee's or a Wally's bathroom.
Right, they have
but truckers aren't allowed to go to the Buc-ee's.
No.
Oh,
I drop a deuce in Buc-ee's. That's a clean toilet right there.
Yep, it is. They're always
it.
So clean.
Yeah, Buc-ee's could get
it. Sweet snacks or salty snacks?
Salty.
Oh, okay. Hotel bed or sleeping in the vehicle?
Hotel all day.
One long album or a bunch of short projects?
Bunch of short projects.
Gold or chrome?
Gold or chrome?
On a car?
Chrome.
Yeah, I love chrome so much.
Yeah.
James Brown or Danny Brown?
James Brown. What?
Yeah. Chris Rock or Pete Rock?
Pete.
LL Cool J or Cool G-Rap?
G-Rap.
Bruce Willis or Bruce Wayne?
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, we talked about Bruce Willis in the intro. Alicia Keys or Key and Peele?
Alicia Keys.
Anthony Hopkins or Anthony Bourdain?
Bourdain.
Barry White or Barry Gibb?
Barry White.
Eddie's Coming to America or Ice Cube's America KK's Most Wanted?
Coming to America, man. Let's out of here. That's a classic. No, for everybody. No.
The Matrix or Blade Runner?
Matrix. Nothing's touching Matrix.
Yep. Friday or Clerks?
Friday, and it's not even close. It's like, and I like Clerks. Clerks is a classic, but it's like I don't know. It's like an underground classic for those who love film. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I got into film school. I was like, whoa, I want to make a Clerks, and I tried to.
Yeah, exactly.
New Jack City or Juice?
Juice.
Final one, Daryl Hall or Arsenio Hall?
Daryl Hall, man. The Hall of Notes, man.
Yeah.
I used to that shit all the time driving.
Wasn't Arsenio born in Columbus too? Or he's from Ohio or something?
I feel like he might be Cleveland. He might be a Cleveland guy.
Okay, so that's...
I love Arsenio, but he's not messing with Hall & Oates.
No, yeah.
I always thought it was Holland Oats.
Holland Holland Oats.
The oats from Holland.
Oats from Holland. It makes sense. It makes sense.
Best kind.
Yeah. I don't know what Holland would think about that as a country. We'll have to ask their citizens. You guys have oats there? You know, for your oats.
All right, awesome. Like I said, mentioned the option. This is an optional thing. These are songs that I want to mention that I just want to circle back to. They're songs I brought up in the intro. No pressure to explain anything.
Yep.
And if anything brings up a quick memory, go ahead. So, and the first one is Boombox.
Boombox. Just Radio Raheem, you know, that was all just like Do the Right Thing was the inspiration for that song. And I used to play that song on tour like 3 years before it came out, and people would go nuts the whole time. So that was kind of like my first solo joint, you know, you write something solo where it's like, oh no, you might be successful, you know, as a solo artist. So that was the first song that kind of let me know that.
I mentioned something in the intro. Now it's like sitting with me weird. The title 1988. It is
just in reference to the best year of hip hop. You know, it's just that's all it is. Just the best, widely considered the best year in hip hop. You know, like you look at all the classics that came out, De La, NWA, Public Enemy. It's just nothing but classics that year.
Yeah.
So that was the reason for choosing that as the title.
All right, then Kill the Machine from Iron and Niacin.
Man, Kill the Machine. That was a Prism beat. That was a crazy Prism beat, and it just reminds me of how Prism would lose beats. When I think about that thing, I think about how Prism would have crazy records, and they would just be all scratched up, and he would make the craziest beats out of these scratched up records. He had no jackets in his whole record collection. It was just black plates just sitting around in stacks, and he would just pull one out and make a crazy fucking beat. And we had more songs. That Kill the Machine was like one song of like 5 or 6 songs that me, him, and Illogic did. We were going to be a group. And then, because we were touring together, and we never finished the project, and because Prism was always losing beats.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
No. We did dope music together, though. I like that, you know, we did a lot of dope shit together.
Yeah. But not, if you got to be defended, if you're going to show up to a show and no beats are there.
Right.
All right, the next track is Perspective.
Yeah. Perspective, I just think about like, man, like one of the first, how to talk about something that's bigger than you. When I think about that song, I feel like that song is kind of bigger than me. I think it's more like, you know, a lot of times we start writing this about, I went through this, I went through that, I saw this today, I think this, you know, and it's like, it's always this internal thing that comes from like inside and works its way out. Perspective to me is something that was like outside that worked its way in.
Persevere from King No Crown.
Yeah, Persevere, just sticking with it. I remember like I felt Persevere was really dope. I remember playing for a friend of mine. It was like, yeah, it's cool.
Oh, really?
But you know it's cool. Well, you know, this song is special. They were like, whatever. I was like, all right.
Oh, interesting.
So I had a moment of doubt with that one. And I also had a moment of doubt myself, though, because I thought it was too simple. I was like, Al, you're not barring out on this at all. You're just like saying what you want to say, but like, could you be more technical? Could you have more punchlines in there? Could you have more metaphors? And then it was like, so I had a moment because it was written during a time where I was really trying to bar out and like prove some things. And so there was a moment where I had doubts about that song, but I was like, nah, man, you got to just see what the people think. And then when it first came out, it didn't really stick. And it took about 1.5 years for that song to start picking up traction. So I did the whole King No Crown tour. Nobody really paid it any attention. And then a year and a half, 2 years later, when I toured again on the Two-Headed Monster tour, by then people were like, persevere. That was 3 years later, but that first year and a half, it was the first slow burn kind of song I ever had.
Yeah, isn't that King No Crown the one that the documentary? You did the documentary?
Yep, did the documentary.
Did the documentary come out way later than?
It came out in 2017. Yes. Yeah, the album came out in 2015.
Oh, okay. So because that's interesting. I'm surprised that a couple of years for that to track, but
yeah,
who knows? Who knows the reasons for any of these? A Hero Dies Once from Two-Headed Monster.
Yeah, I love that song. That song to me is like me being in my Q-tip bag, as Detox says. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, man, you be sounding like Q-tip sometimes, man. I was like, yeah, man, I love Q-tip. You know, so that's being in my Q-tip bag. The beat is just like on some Mobb Deep meets Q-tip. I love that jam. I love that song, man. But
it's a good one.
It's my time. I'm about to blow you.
Radio Inactive from Adventures in Counterculture.
Man, when I think about that, I just think about learning how to produce. Like the production style that I have now, where I learned how to basically, on Counterculture, that was my first record, learning how to play things and how to like write melodies. So the beginning of Radio Inactive is just me playing a piano. That's how the whole song was basically written. And so I would write a riff like that I would try to write 4 riffs like that every day during that time, 2-3 years straight. I was sitting on the piano. And so that was one of the riffs. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, now what? And then after I wrote the riff, I would say, okay, let me get a guitarist. And so I called my homie and he would play the guitar. And then I would take his guitar. So I took his guitar and then I chopped up his guitar and I put it on different pads and did the same thing, played it with that. And then I started fleshing out the beat. But that style is kind of what led me to where I am now. But it started like right there. That was the first real example of it, where it's like I learned how to just write something on the piano, know that it was good enough, then turn it into an actual beat using that melody and different instruments and live players and make it sound like that.
Oh, cool. One from the EP, Falling Down, just Falling Down.
Falling Down is just about like being in a dark place, man. Like that rhyme is special to me, you know, because it's like very rarely do people rhyme from the perspective of like being fucked up.
Yeah. It's hard to do.
So much of rapping is about, I'm doing great, I'm winning, I got more money than you, I got more women. It's like, you know, I'm sorry, man, I've been lower than low, my last dollar, you know, spoken for, you know, stuck on the outside trying to find an open door. Years ago, I was thinking I was gonna blow that. This ain't how life's supposed to go. Like, there's a LL Cool J song called Cheesy Rat. That's like the first song a rapper ever rapped about falling off and no one messing with him. It's comical. It's like, I think it's on 14 Shots to the Dome, maybe. It's called Cheesy Rat, but he's really talking about going around and his credit card's not working, his car breaking down, and girls not talking no more, and his record's not selling. And I was like, man, I'm about to make some Cheesy Rat shit, because this is how I feel right now, man. I just don't nobody fuck with me, man. My girls.
People can relate to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you find those easier to write, or I guess it doesn't matter, like the hard times or the happier times, or it doesn't really matter?
I think the happier songs are sometimes harder to capture because we take them for granted. The challenge with the dark songs is that your instinct is to tell yourself to wait till things get better before you write.
Oh, yeah.
You know? Yeah. And if you do that, though, you miss the moment. So, like, Falling Down to me was like, I captured that moment.
That was right in the moment.
Right in the moment.
That was when that was going.
Yes, like in my darkest place, to where like I probably wouldn't have put that out had I not written it in that moment. And I felt it really captured how I was feeling. And I was like, this is very rare for me or for any artist to speak like so, you know, honestly about like feeling like a failure. You know,
was the feeling of vulnerability very palpable at that time?
Oh yeah. That was like the whole, like, man, I just, you know, you have those, you know, throw your hands up, why me, Lord, kind of times in life, or, you know, I was definitely depressed when I was writing that, like, going through a hard time, and just trying to figure it out, and just seeing everything fall apart and not having no answers.
Yeah.
But not being able to just tell people completely about how dark things were for you then. Some people knew, like, damn, this dude's kind of going through it. But it was like the extent, when I listen to that song, it makes me emotional now.
Yeah.
Like, I listen to it now and it takes me right back there. I just get kind of choked up sometimes. Yeah, a little bit. I get choked up a little bit.
Can you listen to it now?
Yeah, I can listen to it.
Or do you avoid listening to it?
I don't avoid it. I listen to it now. I appreciate the rhyming and the succinctness of the rhyme, because it's like you took this thing, and I feel like I did an amazing job of like taking all of this shit and putting it into this ultra powerful 216 bar verses about it, but then not just dwelling on it, also being like, yo, you got to get up. It's not just, okay, we're gonna milk our pain for likes and clicks. It's no, you have to show that you're still going to keep going.
Yeah. And what a blessing to have the you do at least have music to dump all of these problems, or whatever. So,
yes.
Yeah.
An outlet.
An outlet. Yeah, yes. That's what I mean. Yeah, an outlet to get it out.
Yeah.
You're fine. The final one, then we'll let you get out of here. And it's from Vessel, and it's hard to pick any one of them. And like I said, I said in the intro, none of these are like, oh, these are my favorites. These are just ones that I was like, you have a huge catalog, so I was like, I'm gonna grab these. Vessel is from front to back, a beautiful album. I just picked this one because I just caught the music video again last night. But Black Plates.
Yeah, Black Plates. Written while actually on tour. Me and Detox 2018. That was the first tour I actually got to look for records on tour. I toured with other people, and they would go digging sometimes on off days. I was like, why even dig? You can't make beats. This is a waste of time, and I would not prioritize it. And so 2018 was the first time where me and Detox, we both were like, yo, whenever we got some time, this is the mission. So literally every day, anytime we had 2 or 3 hours, we were looking up record stores from coast to coast. I probably came home with about 400 to 500 records, albums, like boxes upon boxes upon boxes in the back of my van. I haven't even listened to most of those records yet, but I'm working my way through them. But that reignited just like, my love for sampling.
Your love for it.
Yeah, and I wanted to write an anthem. Like, I was like, there's no real digging anthem out there.
That is the perfect word for it. I was trying to articulate.
Yeah.
It's an anthem.
It's an anthem for record digging, man.
It totally is.
Yeah.
And the music video, great. Yeah, fantastic. Great anthem. I wish I would have thought that. I love the word for it. That's what it was. Was that always a goal to write an anthem for it, or you kind of came across that later?
Later, I felt that when it was all done, I was like, "Oh, this is kind of be an anthem for people who dig, and it'll be something that people can listen to way later." Anybody who's into this part of culture, this song is going to resonate with them.
Yeah, so great. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. My wrap up with guests is I'd like to ask, what's your next move for you, either personally or professionally, or what's the next move for Blueprint?
Well, Blueprint's manager said he should put out a record this fall, so he's going to try.
Is Blueprint's manager right?
Yeah. He's always right, and I don't like it, but he be right. So Blueprint's probably gonna drop a solo record this fall. But before then, there's probably gonna be there's an Illogic solo record that I produced that's really crazy. First time he and I have worked together since Celestial Clockwork. That record is done. It just needs to be mixed, and so we're gonna start mixing that probably end of this month, next month. I also have like a Shepard Albertson project, which is like my singing project. I'm gonna try to get that out. That's pretty much done. I'm just mixing it right now as well. And so I'm gonna try to get those 2 things done January, February, then get my record done and try to drop something new this fall. So that's what's next for me.
Awesome. How do you prefer people to follow what you're up to?
You can either go to weightless.net and sign up for my email list, or you can just follow me on Instagram or something like that. Instagram is probably the place where I get the most visibility.
But would you like to get that Weightless the email list?
Email list is better because it's it's no algorithm
direct too.
Yeah, it's direct. Yeah, it's no algorithm telling me.
Yeah. All right. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate
yeah.
you so much, and I appreciate your music so much, and all those things that you would tell people. I really mean that. I've appreciated you forever. So
yeah,
thank
man.
you so much.
Thank you. Good to talk to you.
Thanks. See
Okay.
ya.
Peace.
Peace. There you go. That's Blueprint. I knew it was going to be a nice, informative interview, and it definitely was a nice little hang. There's the drawing that you can see there, the Mandalorian as a diesel truck, and holding the microphone, busting raps. So I hope you enjoyed the conversation, and let's go ahead and get out of here. Thanks again, Blueprint. Much love to you. Remember, humans, this episode's not over until you hear Blacklick's final words. We're going to go to the recommendations, and we'll get out of here. My movie recommendation is a movie called Die, My Love.
She don't like her eggs all runny. She looks down her nose at money. She gets it on like the Easter bunny. She's my baby, I'm his honey. I'm never gonna let her go.
Cheryl mentioned that you're a writer.
I don't do that anymore.
Stuck for inspiration?
I'm stuck between wanting to do something and not wanting to do anything at all.
It's an uneasy kind of movie. It doesn't hold your hand. It's got Jennifer Lawrence in it. She's super impressive in the movie. She's raw and present. It's probably one of her best performances that I've seen in a long time. The story leans into obsession, desire, and emotional volatility while without smoothing the edges. It's got the dude from Twilight, Robert Pattinson. Yeah, he's really good in it. It's a dark movie. There's a lot of nudity. There's a lot of dark content, but I guess you would call it a thriller. I don't know. I really enjoyed the movie, and I think you might enjoy it if you like those kind of I'm not selling it very well. I don't need to sell it. You just check it out. I really like the movie. Also, Nick Nolte's in it, and I love Nick Nolte, and I wasn't sure what's going on with him in the world, like what his health was like.
Yeah.
But he looks old. He's old. I love Nick Nolte so much. I always have, and so it was nice.
He's been old for a long time.
He has been old since I was a little kid, so it's wild. It's not a comfort viewing. It's not it's a very uncomfortable movie to watch, but it takes risks, and it's I celebrate it for what kind of movie making it is. So check that out. And then Adrian, let's go to our song recommendations. What song do you have to share with us?
I have The River Bend with Rachel Chinariri.
Ooh,
I don't
interesting.
know if that's how you say it. And some Subculture.
Oh, that's who's in the song? Rachel?
It's Rachel Chinariri, possibly, and Subculture.
See dark-skinned thugger gangs hide my phone without a fume. I'll cross the street and call a friend, then run down the river bend. Thank God I made this time through.
Here's what we're discovering. All of Adrian's song shares are sometimes by people whose names you cannot pronounce.
Most of them.
Yeah,
and I
that's cool.
probably said that completely wrong.
That doesn't matter. It's a cool share. Thank you so much. My song share is a song called No Waves by Sims.
No way. Riding in my doom buggy, top not existing. No doors either. I see ghosts, call it Pac-Man fever. Radio scanner, too many beacons. So many leagues deep, can we get deeper? Tell me where your head's at. How many demons? We are legion. Do you pledge allegiance? All these events, all out of sequence.
But I've always been a fan of Sims, and this track just feels right. It settles into the room instead of demanding attention. So that's my song share. No Waves. Now, let's hear what Blueprint's song share is.
Yep, it's going to be The Impressions, I'm Loving Nothing.
Fantastic.
Tenderly I desire passionate moods of fire, wanting to give my heart. All of a sudden, I'm loving nothing. Woman, she lied there so sweet. Everything seems so complete.
Thanks, Blueprint, for sharing in our playlist. Thanks, everybody, for checking out the playlist. You can subscribe to the song share playlist. It's called DOD45 Loves LUVS. It's on Tidal, it's on Spotify, but we prefer you to go to Tidal and check that out. I'll have a list of them at DOD45.com if you want to just see the list of them and build your own playlist on whatever streaming or CDs or Bandcamp you can build. Take all the songs and build your own version of it. If you like what you hear there, support the artists who made the music. I'm going to close the episode with sharing a song from a past DOD45 guest. This is part of our continuing support to the people who showed up for us on our show. The song is called Indy 500 by Dylan Owen, and it features today's guest, Blueprint.
I never really want to start fires, but I got slashes in my car tires and got a heart that I guard with the barbed wire. Rocking stadiums that look just like a dive bar, where everybody wants a slice of my pie chart. I'm from a town where it's vast at night and people take dirt road paths in life. I know I'll meet my heroes in the afterlife and only say 3 words to them.
The track feels honest and driven, and then Dylan's always finding a way to balance between introspective and anthemic. Dylan's doing good things out there, and it's cool to see him with Blueprint on a track. Speaking of the Blueprint track, Rational Mind, we already brought that up. That's I did the cover art for that, so check that out. That's it, I guess, right?
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Blueprint. Thanks for watching and supporting my art, everybody. Episodes drop on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time when we have them. Subscribe and review. It does actually matter. Hit that subscribe button. Hit even the like button. That helps the algorithms. Adrian, do you have any final words?
Another one.
Okay. Sending thoughts out to my mom who's recently had back surgery. There you go. That's us done. My sincerest apologies to Aesop Rock. We ran out of time. Now marinate on these last words.
Got any last words?
Yeah, I got some last words.
Any last words? I have a couple.
A slave to opinion is never free. You ever try to be a people pleaser? You ever try to make everybody happy? You ever thrown the party? When you throw the party, you never get to go to the party. I learned that throwing shows for over 8 years. You can't make anybody happy if you aren't happy on the inside. Truthfully, because you're gonna miss what you gained from the experience and the feeling and the value of making people smile, of giving people joy. So you can spend your entire life trying to please one person or an entire audience. You can sit there and you can post all your stuff on social media and be like, yo, like me, like me, like me. But until you love yourself, man, you ain't never gonna be able to please anyone else for real. So, I mean, fuck them. Seriously.
Stop what you're doing and listen.
DOD45. Thank you for joining in on yet another episode of the DOD45 show. Please hit the subscribe or follow button so that you never miss an episode. You can even go one step further by leaving us a review on the YouTube stream or on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or wherever it is that you stream our show from. You can find me at ArtByTai on all the socials or at ArtByTai.com. And if you'd like to follow the DOD45 show on social media, we're at DOD45W on Instagram, or you can go over to our website at DOD45.com where you can shoot us an email, join our mailing list, and watch all of our past episodes. Consider joining us for a live chat on the YouTube premieres of episodes every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. Peace.